Hello adventurous people who cannot sit at home, thank you so much for being here. New year has recently started, happy 2024, and I thought why not list in the beginning of the year all of my favorite road trip themes and ideas. So this is not Ontario specific, you can be anywhere in the world. This is more to get you thinking about what kind of road trips and travel you can do this year. But all of these trips I have done myself and I absolutely loved. And before we get right into it, I have just recently discovered that 95% of people who watch my videos, thank you so much for watching, but 95% of them do not subscribe to me. So if you watch me, please subscribe. It helps to push the video out so that more people can see it. But now let's go. So number one road trip I want to suggest to you for 2024 is to do a great one. What I mean by that is that there are a certain amount of absolutely amazing road trips on this earth that you need to do at least once in your lifetime. And this over here I'm showing you about a couple of years ago, we went on the road trip along the California coast, the coast of the Pacific Ocean. I've actually done this road trip twice already in my life. First time it was from Vancouver, Canada, all the way to Tijuana, Mexico, all along the coast, and it was gorgeous. In my opinion, the best road trip I've ever taken. It's the most breathtaking. And here's the whole list of some of the most iconic road trips, and feel free to write down below any other road trips that you've done that you think are iconic. So the number two road trip idea I want to suggest to you, and this is also once in a lifetime you need to do it, is a social road trip. So what I mean by that is you take a part of a community and for a certain amount of weeks or maybe even months. And one of the main ones, and this is what I've done before, is Contiki. Contiki is mainly for the younger generation. It targets 18 to 35-year-olds. And what I'd done before, this was when I was about 22, we went from London to Paris to basically Italy and back up to Amsterdam. And here are some of the photos. This, without any doubts, was the trip of my lifetime. This trip went to 14 European countries. It got me to discover all of them, sample all of them. And then later in life, I went back and I selected the ones that I liked. For example, I loved Italy, I love UK. This trip was very specific. They do not have this trip anymore. This was a camping trip where you travel in a bus. I think there was 44 of us. So you meet all of the people really well. You get to know everybody so well. There's that whole social element. But the current European Discovery Tour that I was just showing you before, that one is in hotels. It's a little bit more civilized, but you still have all of that element of, you know, being together with all of these people, getting to know each other. So I highly recommend it. And by the way, I'm going to link down below the specific Contiki road trip, but check it out and definitely experience it. So G Adventures, these guys, they're also younger. They're from 18, but they actually allow people of any age, which is great because I'm no longer 35. I'm older than 35. And this would be the company I would go for just because it's a bit of on the older side. Definitely the Antarctica cruises really blew me away when I looked at their website. I think it's just so gorgeous. It's again one of those trips that I need to do in my life. And over here is the map of what you're going to be doing, and this trip also includes the Drake Passage. And if you're interested in Antarctica, you need to check out the Drake Passage videos. Go on TikTok, check them out. Trust me, just check them out. And I'm also going to link down below this specific tour. One more really cool road trip that you need to do from G Adventures is this Los Angeles to kind of Grand Canyon loop. I've done this trip, I've done it on my own. All of those stops actually I've been to, and I have to tell you, you have to do this. It's gorgeous, it's amazing. I love anything that's in Arizona or near Grand Canyon, and it has my heart. It truly does. But if you don't want to do any kind of big trips this year, you can check out more local trips. For example, Viator has this Niagara Falls day tour that they even stop over at the winery pretty much any day of the week. They do this. So this is again social because you're going to be with a bunch of people, and also I like the fact that they go into the winery so you don't need to worry about driving afterwards. And the link for this Niagara Falls road trip is going to be also down below. So idea number three for a really cool road trip this year is to rent a car. Now you might be a little confused. Why would I rent a car? You probably have already a car if you're into road trips. So the idea is actually to rent a special car. Again, you can be anywhere. I went to Affinity Luxury Car Rentals. They are over here local to Toronto. Just selecting anything. I just want to show you, so it doesn't matter what date. Putting anything in, and of course a list of fancy cars. So it starts with Mercedes and things like that. I'm not really interested in that. I keep on scrolling and looking. This is what I'm interested in. So classic Camaro or classic Corvette. Of course, the prices are on the expensive side, yes, but imagine if you go with 4 of your girlfriends. You can share the price and enjoy a day in this vintagey, beautiful car going down the roads of Ontario. Though I do need to mention that for the vintage cars, one of you does need to know how to drive a stick because, of course, they are going to be manual. So as I scroll down, if you want something else, so over there is a Lamborghini Spider. This is definitely on the more expensive side. It's $900 for a day. But hey, again, if you split it with a bunch of friends, this could be definitely a trip of a year. So idea number 4 is to rent a unique hotel. Wherever you are in the world, I am sure your location, your city has some amazing boutique hotels, Airbnbs. So renting something unique for the night will definitely make an amazing road trip. If you are in Ontario, I want to suggest to you Hotel Julie. It's an amazing newly renovated hotel in Stratford, Ontario. They actually did a whole show about renovating this. If you want to check it out on Crave, it's called Staying in Hotel Julie. And I actually even have a 15% off discount from these guys. So if you type road tripping 15 as you're checking out, between now and April 30th, 2024, you will get a 15% off. And I'm going to post a full video about this hotel next week. So the idea number 5 is definitely a very unique one because it's not a destination, it's actually what you do during the trip. And my suggestion to you is go on a trip and do not use the phone, do not check your emails, do not check your social media. The only thing I think is allowable is to just make sure that the GPS so that you know where you're going. But the idea is to disconnect, the idea is to just be removed from your daily worries and all of the overload of information that we are now facing. If you need extra help, there's even a tool, and I did not know that this existed. It's essentially a phone timer lock box where you go in, you put your phone inside and you time it for a certain amount of time and it's locked. I'm going to place the Amazon link down below as well. Number 6, road trip to a pool. So if you've been following me, you probably have seen me showing you Swimply, and because I love it so much and I actually been booking them fairly often. So it is essentially Airbnb for pools, and right now it's winter. You can also specify indoor versus outdoor. So over here is an outdoor pool, absolutely gorgeous. This is in Ontario, but wherever you are, check them out. They most likely have a number of pools in your area. And not only pools, they also have tennis courts. They also have like almost like a garden thing over here. So I think just private oasis. So I think people just kind of discovering it. It's fairly new and they're discovering it and offering these spaces for people to enjoy. Of course, you have to respect the property, not to litter, make sure to clean up. Most of the pools have a bathroom, but do make sure that that's specified in the listing because some pools don't have a bathroom. I've noticed, do not go to those pools. At least I wouldn't go. But most of them do have a bathroom. And over here I'm showing you the indoor pools. Right now in Canada, this is winter time. Not a lot of options. But we recently done this gorgeous pool. I really enjoyed this. This was in the King City. Gorgeous pool. But there's another cool thing about Swimply. And down below I'm going to post a link with a $50 credit. You can use that so that you can start booking your first Swimply. But not only that, I will get a $50 credit. So it's kind of win-win for both of us. So definitely check Swimply out. Number 7 road trip idea is the Airbnb Experience. So not a lot of people know about this, and I'm surprised because this has been happening for quite a few years. So over here I'm going to show you Toronto. You click on Experiences over there at the top and then you select your date. And for example, over here is a gorgeous animal farm that for I think $29 you can go in and just chill with the animals and just have some animal therapy. Amazing idea for an amazing road trip. Another cool thing that they offer is online experiences. This I actually found out literally just yesterday. I think this is brand new, but what this is, and this is what I think might be of interest to you, is you can hire people to suggest to you, for example, you go into Tokyo and you can hire a local that's going to tell you about where to go. Same for New York or Barcelona. There's an actual person who you can book with, time with, and they're going to help you out. I thought that was just amazing. Number 8 idea is ShopCats trip. So this is weird. I understand this is weird, but I'm a huge cat lady. Yeah, you need to check this out. So this is an app, and once you download, you will see a map. And on the map, there will be different locations of where the cats might be. Some of the locations have the cats for sure, and some of the locations kind of like suspect that there might be a cat. But it's still a cool road trip if you want to go from place to place to see these cats. And most of the places that these cats are at are just like a kind of like a smaller size store or even a pet shop that has a local pet. So number 9 idea is the foodie trip. So for this trip, what you need to figure out is that what is it that you would wanna eat or, sample, and that will make the choice a little bit easier. For example, some cities are known for wine and cheese, some cities are known for hamburgers, some cities are known, you get my point. Over here we're in Hamilton, Ontario, and Hamilton actually has great food scene. As you can see over here, very unique popcorn, the most unique looking hamburgers. This place was called Burgers. I'm going to link the location down below because if you're in Ontario, you need to check that place out. Another amazing and easy way to do a road trip is a donut road trip. Just select different donut places and go on a road trip. Hopefully they're not too close to each other, so you go from town to town, stopping over, and just kind of enjoying your time. Number 10 idea is a garden trip. Again, this can mean so many things. For example, here in Ontario, in Orillia specifically, in the spring months, we have peony garden, and it's just a free garden. Anybody can walk in, and it's lots of peonies. When there's lavender time, these are more, you need to pre-book, these are paid usually. Gorgeous lavender farms. Over here we're in Guelph, and they have the Arboretum, which is essentially a museum of trees. And over here there's like a Japanese garden. This was actually free to visit as well, so a lot of these garden places are free. Idea number 11 is a camping trip. Now, of course, this can go many ways that you can possibly think of. The idea is, of course, to go camping. My suggestion to you is to use Hipcamp. Reasons for that is, for example, over here, I'm just selecting Ontario. A lot of people now, especially a lot of people with unique properties, offer spaces, either for RV or for the tent, so whichever one you have. And a lot of times those spaces, for example, Green Pastures Eco Farm over here, you are surrounded by animals. You get to have that experience, that close to nature experience and animal experience that, in my opinion, is so much better than simply camping. And a lot of these Hipcamp locations are also on the lake, so if you would like to camp right in front of water, you can also do that. So many opportunities, so many people just offering their spaces to you. And most of the time, the prices for camping and campgrounds and campsites are so much less expensive, of course, than the hotel rooms, so you're also saving. Idea number 12 is to have a boat day. This has been our tradition, our family tradition, for the last maybe 3-4 years. And half of the time we use GetmyBoat. It's a great app. Over here, let's go, let's put in Muskoka, let's put the dates. Right now, the issue is I'm filming this in the winter, but because boats are usually in the summer, not a lot of boats are listed. So I'm just going to quickly show you the one that you can see. Over here is a gorgeous professional luxury car charter in Muskoka, and the captain is provided, which is amazing. You don't need anybody driving you. Capacity up to 12 guests, and the prices are over here. So the prices are actually, in my opinion, those are really good prices. Because if you have, let's say, about 10 people on that boat, you divide that between 10 people, you can rent that boat for 3-4 hours, if not more. And just look at the memories, just look at the gorgeous photos you get to have. This just recently came out on Amazon. It's one of my books. It's all about weekend getaways, and I'm gonna link all of the information down below. And I also have, of course, my regular Ontario road trip journal, which is the spring and summer for daytime tripping, and my fall winter if you would like to go on a day trip in fall or winter. So please check out those books, and without further ado, let's go. So here, what we do just for our family is we like pontoons, because my brother actually has a boating license. I'm going to talk to you how to get a boating license in Canada in a second, but we like that. We like that it's him who's driving us. We get to create our own itinerary. We get to kind of roam around. And why pontoon? Because pontoons are very stable boats. They are very good beginner boat. Over here is a Canadian boating license. The fee for it was only $50. You do need to do a test. And one more way that you can book a boat is to go to specific marinas. So for example, this is Bala Cove. This is a specific marina of the location that we wanted to start from. And in there, they were renting pontoons. And this is what we selected over here. For the full day, it was $300. So plus tax over here, plus gas over here. It is a lot of money for one day, but when you divide it between 6 people, it's 138 per person, which in my opinion, for the whole day of fun, and we only do this about once a year, it's a great price. So here is just some footage of us enjoying our trip, and we usually bring our food. We eat actually about twice. We have snacks, we have fruits, we swim. It's so much fun. Number 13 road trip destination idea is to do some kind of activity or to hike. Road trip to do kayaking, in my opinion, is one of the best things, especially in the summer. And this is Riverview Kayaking, and they do an amazing job over here in Port Perry, Ontario. I'm going to link them down below. And they have like a little pond right out of their property, and they if you want to, they come along with you. If you don't want to, they don't come along with you. It's all on depending on whatever you want. Beautiful area. They even have sometimes cows on the right side over there. Really cool. And of course, you can also go hiking. There's so many gorgeous hiking places at any time of the year. So definitely in the summer, but also don't underestimate hiking in the winter because there's less bugs. So it's a big deal for me. And there are beautiful hiking areas in Ontario. My favorite one is the Island Lake Conservation Area. Over here are some of the photos. It's essentially a loop. They also have a number of boardwalks. And when the lake freezes over, they have skating, they have people fishing. There's always so much happening over there, and I go there pretty much every single year. And the last, but definitely not the least, is an animal experience. From goat yoga to, I'm going to show you now, picnic with alpaca, you will see that this is an unlimited amount of ideas right here. I've already kind of started showing you in the experiences in Airbnb, so definitely some of these animal experiences can be found there. But also look at your local farms. Most of them do offer some sort of activity like this. Like, this is utterly ridiculous farm over here in Ontario, and they had a picnic with alpacas. I think this was also, I think you pay a certain amount for the 3 of you, but then you divide it between the 3 of you. I think it was also like 150 or something like that dollars per person, or maybe even less. And alpacas were lovely. They were around us. They are not aggressive animals. They were just chilling. They did not care for our food. They were just eating their own feed. We actually got alpaca feed, and we got to feed them. And by the way, this is only if you want to, only if that's your thing. You don't need to. Amazing experience, and I highly recommend it. So I hope you enjoyed all of these road trip ideas. Let me know what you thought about it down below. If there are any other road trips that you think are like cool and could go into this list, please make sure to write it down below for other people to read and get inspired. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.